Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Tosh here. I am here today trying a brand new, or new to me, makeup brand, Rude Cosmetics. So we'll jump into that in just a second. For those of you that are returning, I am so super grateful to have you here with me. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate the support so much. For those of you that are new here, my name is Tasha, and on my channel I do all things makeup. I would love to have you as part of the family, so please consider clicking the subscribe button, and let's go ahead and jump into the makeup. So the brand is actually Rude Cosmetics. Yari G, who is on YouTube as well as Instagram and several other places, did a video about 2 months ago or so on this makeup brand, and that's what got me interested. I wanted to see how it worked, see what I thought about it. I had never heard of the brand before. At least for me in my area, I can only buy it online from their website. However, the price is right around drugstore, a little or higher end drugstore, right around there. So we'll see the quality. We'll jump in right now. I'm going to show you all of the products. They are behind me. So I ordered quite a few things. So first thing I ordered is the Makeup with an Attitude Lip Repair Trio. So there is a lip primer, a moisturizing lip oil, and a lip exfoliator in here. There is a natural cream puff blush, and it is in the shade Cake Pop. Sorry, I had to look at that for a second. I did order a sponge to see what the sponges are like. I ordered the concealer because I was interested. I'm always trying concealers. This is in the shade Cream. And then the last thing I ordered was a face palette. This is the New York. They do have another, a little bit darker, sorry, dog hair, one. And then as a gift, because of the order, I have a glitter lipstick in the shade Queen Bee. So I've never used a glitter lipstick, so we'll see how all that goes. So let's open it up, let's check these out and swatch everything, because I have not even opened it. I have totally held myself back. So let's look at the New York palette. And Yari G actually did one of these palettes, which is what got me interested, if I can actually get it open. It is kind of like a full face palette. So it is a compact little palette. As you open it up, there is one side that is all the bronzer, blush, highlighter. There is another side that is eyeshadows, which I really liked having both. It is fairly nice size. There is just a little magnet to keep it closed. Of course, there isn't a mirror on this, but I like the compactness of it. So we'll try this. The concealer, let's pull it out and swatch it real quick and see what I think. I was not sure. I always have such a hard time knowing what color to order, but this is supposed to be a full coverage concealer. Again, in the shade Cream. It's supposed to, it looks really, really light. It does have a big doe foot, and there is the color right there. That's not bad. I guess that's not bad for me. It might be a little bit light, but it's not bad. It doesn't smell like anything, which is nice. Let's go ahead and swatch the glitter lipstick, just because I'm curious about that. It is in, again, the Queen Bee shade. This is the container. It is plastic. Oh, I do like that. That's stars right there. And it is gold, gold, gold. Let's go ahead and swatch that right there. And it kind of feels a little bit like a lip balm with glitter. I imagine if you wanted it to, you could probably use it on the eyes, but it doesn't set down. I don't know what I think about using gold lipstick on my lips. We'll see. And then I'm opening up this trio right here. Again, there is the exfoliator, and it looks like the exfoliator comes in that same kind of packaging, except for this is pink little stars instead of, or little stuff instead of whatever. There is the actual exfoliator. Well, it looks a little funny right there. It's very dry. Sorry, I can't even get anything off of it. There a little bit came off, but it's like a little bit of a clump. That doesn't work at all. That's terrible. Okay. See the big clump on my finger? That's awful. Okay. And it's like Play-Doh-ish and smells gross. Don't use or get that. That didn't do anything. e.l.f. actually has one that is pretty good and fairly inexpensive if you are looking for a lip exfoliator and that type of a tube. Here is the lip oil. It smells like Play-Doh too. It feels nice. Not bad. We'll leave the lip oil on for now until we put the lipstick on later. And then the last thing here is a lip primer, which I have never used before. I imagine it's supposed to fill in your lines in your lips. Very similar to, but it has the little white stripes instead. I am going to put it right here. It doesn't smell, but it is very much like a lip balm, so I imagine it's going to fill in all those creases and crevices. So we'll use it with a liquid lipstick and see what we think. I am not going to use the lip exfoliator. I literally am going to throw it out because it's that bad. So let's jump in. I'm going to wet the sponge. I'm going to put on some makeup, and we're going to see what we think about all this. So I'll be right back. So super close, all up in there. Here is the sponge. It is about double the size of when I first got it, so I do like it. It does have the flat side. It is shaped like a typical Echo Tools sponge. It is the microfiber one though, and I'm not sure what I think about it. So let's go ahead. We're going to put on this hydrating primer first from Hard Candy. It is a dupe for the Milk primer, the Hydro Grip primer, which I do also really like, but when you can spend way less, why not? Again, I'm going to use this Exa foundation today. It is my first time using it. Glass bottle pump. Let's put just a little bit out. I'm going to do 2 pumps because we're going to see. And then I'm going to go ahead and spread it first. That was 2 full pumps. It smells. It definitely smells like lemons and chemical. I can't tell if that's the sponge or the foundation, but something smells for sure. It's blending out really, really nice. I don't like the sponge so much. It does soak up quite a bit of the foundation. You can see I just touched the foundation to it right there in that corner, and it completely soaked that up. And it's a little bit rough, kind of scratchy, so to speak. I don't really like that. Yeah, I absolutely do not like this sponge at all. It is super scratchy and like hurts when I pounce it in. And again, it does soak up quite a bit of the foundation, so I definitely would not purchase this sponge from Rude Cosmetics. Okay, so I can't even continue to use that sponge. That sponge is no good. I actually went and got my beauty blender. I did go over the foundation a little bit more, and so it did provide more coverage, so that sponge is a no for me. Let's go ahead and put the concealer on next. Should have had that ready. So again, this is the Sculpting Concealer by Rude Cosmetics in the shade Cream. I am going to apply just a little bit to the under eyes. I'm not going to apply it anywhere else because I am doing a wear test for this foundation. And I really want to see how the foundation wears. So we're just going to put a little bit right here and then up. And then same thing right here and then up. Give a little bit of a lift to my eyes. And let's see how this blends out. Again, I'm not using the Rude Cosmetics sponge because don't like it. I have my trusty beauty blender. So let's go ahead and just see what this looks like. So I would say it did brighten my eyes up quite a bit. You can see the difference. There is quite a bit of brightening there. I would say maybe medium coverage. I do think I added just a little bit too much for the first layer, so I don't want to add too much more because I don't want it to be cakey. But it doesn't look bad, and it's not a bad color either. It blended out really easily. It blended out really nicely with the foundation as well that I have on. So no complaints there. We'll have to see how it wears and how it sets. Which brings me to my next thing. I am a set my under eye kind of girl. It literally doesn't matter. I really need to set my under eyes. I will set this foundation as well because it is still tacky. But let's look at this and see. So no real colors in here that I can set my under eyes with. So I'm going to go ahead and use my normal under eye setting powder and my little handy dandy brush. So this is just a Real Techniques brush right here. Let's go ahead and grab my setting powder real quick. Hang on. Okay, setting powder is my normal pressed Laura Mercier under eye brightening powder. I'm just going to grab a little bit on the brush and we are just going to go right in. And that actually doesn't look bad at all. Okay, there you go. All right, I'm gonna grab my big fluffy brush from Real Techniques and let's set the rest of the face real quick. Again, I don't have a setting powder from them. I'm just using my number 7 Lift and Illuminate powder. And we're just gonna dab this around. That took a little more setting for that foundation than I expected. Let's jump into the face palette. So this is face and eye palette all in one. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the bronzer right there. Let's pick up a little bit of that on a MOTD brush. So Rose and Ben Beauty, this is a girl that I watch on TikTok, actually has some brushes out. I really want to try her bronzer brush. Well, bronzer brush. Because it's kind of a cool like angled brush for the bronzer, which I think would help for placement and everything. So for me, this is a little bit warm and a little bit red. You can kind of see it almost looks like muddy, dirty kind of. And I think that's just because it's not the right shade for me, not because of the powder. Otherwise, the powder itself blends very, very easily. It seems to look nice on the skin, so I don't mind that. Favorite brush, blush, wow, that was a tongue-tied thing. Favorite blush brush from It Cosmetics. I do have a migraine, so my brain is not working. And I'm going to go ahead into this very pretty kind of a mauvey pink color. And let's put that up high. Wow, that is pigmented. Okay, that was a little more pigmented than I expected. Hang on here. Let's do some damage control. Wow, okay. So if all else fails, if you get yourself your powder brush or whatever you use to set and kind of work some of that translucent powder in, that will help blend it a little bit. You can see it still is just a little bit much. Why I'm trying to put more on that cheek, I don't know. Let's put a little bit more on this side, or a little on this side, and that is so much better, not all at once. So just be careful when you're using this because it is pigmented and you can grab a lot on your brush. I'm going to go ahead and use my highlighting brush from Sonia Kashuk, and I'm going to jump into that highlighter right there. Let's swatch that highlighter first. So there it is. It's not bad, not bad. I think it's going to pick up on some of my texture. So I'm going to put it a little higher up, and then I'm going to use my fingers to kind of blend that out here so that it doesn't really make it bad. Same thing. And then I'm going to take a big fluffy powder brush, and I'm going over everything just to kind of blend it and melt it all into the skin. because sometimes that will help so that it doesn't pick up on the texture quite so much, although it still will. You can see that highlight is very, very noticeable. We are going to just take what's left on the brush here and just kind of go there on the tip of the nose and right there on the Cupid's bow. And you can see that it is a highlighter for sure. I don't mind that. I've blended so much out that I don't have any more blush on that side. Very, very nice. So I don't mind that at all. They're actually really nice. Let's jump into the eyeshadows and let's do a quick eye look with this. I want to see how the mattes and the shimmers work. So kind of a flat shader brush, and we're going to go into this Chelsea, or yeah, Chelsea is how you say it, I think. And that's just going to set everything on my eyes. I have like a hair here. I don't know if it's from my brush or my dog, but it's driving me crazy. And let's go ahead and just perk that into the crease. And there is not a ton, a little bit, but not a ton of pigment there, but it is a very light color, so it is going to be very similar to my skin tone. I'm just kind of going over the whole thing with that. Let's jump into the Hell's Kitchen, which is more of like a pinky mauve shade, and we're going to put that into the crease and see if we can get a little more pigment. And so there we go. And I'm going to kind of do a fake halo eye. So we're going to blend it even in the middle here and on the outer edge, and leave that bit of the center of the eye open. I do like that color. That color is pretty. All right. I'm going to go ahead and darken the outer corner with this brown shade called Gramercy. Gramercy. These are all cities in New York, but I don't know where Gramercy is. Hell's Kitchen, Greenwich Village, Soho, Sutton's Place, Tribeca, Murray Hill, Lenox Hill, of course, but I don't know where that one is. I'm just going to darken the outer corner here, so I'm just placing it in this little V to kind of darken it up, and then I'll blend everything out. Same thing, I do notice that these are not super, super pigmented, which can be good and bad for someone who is just working with or new to. It's a little bit easier to work with because you can blend it and build it up slowly versus putting it on and being like, oh my goodness, what did I do? Like what I did with my cheek here. But it does take a little bit longer and just a little more effort to get the color placed and built up like you want. I'm going back into Hell's Kitchen and just kind of putting a little more of that in the inner corner and through the crease a little bit. And now I'm going to take my flat brush from Profusion, and I am going to do, I'm feeling the purple moment. We're going to do this one Soho, which is kind of a purpley mauve though. I'm going to pick it up on my brush and I'm going to put it right in the center there. And so not super pigmented with the brush. Let's see if a finger does better, or we may have to spray it. So finger is definitely better, but still not amazing. Let me get a setting spray and see if that makes a difference here. So I just grabbed my Smashbox setting spray real quick, and we're going to go ahead and spray that brush. Couldn't find the sprayer. Get it a little bit wet there, and I'm going to go back into Soho, this one right in the corner there, and let's see if we can't make that a little more blinding on the eye. So you can see wet is definitely the way to go. I'm going to take that same brush that I've been using and I'm going to go back into Hell's Kitchen, and I'm just going to blend the inner corner there, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Definitely wet brush is the way to go, so I'm not even going to try with fingers. we're just going to wet brush all that beautiful color there. I do think it's pretty. I think it looks very one tone to me, even though I have brown in the outer corner. I'm going to take just a little bit of this Sutton Place and put it right on the inner corner. We know that wet brush works better, but I'm going to use my finger for this to get it right in the inner corner and see what happens. And I'm actually going to do, let me find a different flat brush. I'm going to use this one that's kind of a pointed shader from Profusion. I am going to wet it. And one of the things that I've seen lately, a trend, is kind of making that highlight on the inner corner go all over. So I did wet this brush here. I'm going to pick up some of that Sutton Place and I am going to kind of work it in that whole inner corner. And so that's the trend I've been seeing. I'm not sure if I love it or not. Oh, I just put it in the wrong. But you know, we're going to try it. Wet it again real quick. And let's take some of it and do the other side. Okay. Trying something new. I am going to take a very small brush if I can find it in my whole amalgamation of brushes here. So I use a flat brush and I'm going to put a little bit of this Greenwich Village, which is kind of a browny slatey color, underneath my eye and kind of blend it to the corner there. I know I make the craziest faces when I do things. And so there's that eye look. Not bad. Metallics definitely work better with a wet brush. I do think they're pretty. The mattes are a little bit kind of blah-ish. I mean, they're not bad. They blended out very well, but the colors are all so similar that they're going to blend together and look the same. We talked about the bronzer and the blush. I do think that's a pigmented blush, so just be careful when you go to apply it. But it is nice. We'll see how it kind of wears to the very, very end. Next thing that I have from them is the lipstick primer. So let's put that on, and then I am going to grab a liquid lipstick and apply that, and then of course I need to do liner, lashes, and the whole line. Oh no, I totally forgot. I got this cream blush too. Oh, I wanted to try this. Oh man. So this is a true cream blush right here. Very nice and creamy. Of course, I've put powder on, so I'm not gonna put this on. I'll have to try this in another video, but it just looks so nice and it blends out beautifully that I wanted to try it. So I will try this in my next video when I do my under eye concealer review, and show you guys what I think about this. I can't believe I forgot that, man. Ooh. Okay, I'm back. I am gonna do lip primer next. I'm gonna wipe that lip oil off. It is pretty much all off already, so don't expect the lip oil to last a long time. But it was nice. It felt nice. It did seem like it kind of moisturized my lips for the few minutes that was on there. This is this lip primer. My lips are dry, like desert dry, flaky, cracky. You can see all of the lines in my lips. No matter what I do, they just are dry all the time, especially in the winter. We're gonna see if this primer actually works with a matte liquid lipstick and see what we think. So let's put this primer on. And it's kind of like a balm, so to speak. I am going to let it sit and do lashes and liner next before we do anything else. So let's see. I have a different liner. And so one of the things that I noticed that I do is sometimes I will close my eyes when I do my liner. And what happens is that the line ends up being all janky. So I've been trying to keep my eye open while I do it, and then close it. to see if that doesn't help. Okay, see, this is my problem. I end up looking like it goes, because I do have hooded eyes, I end up missing some of the wings. So I've been trying to play around with that some and kind of do one of those like bat wings or fish tail, you know, whale tail, people call it different things, and going up more so that when I open my eye you can actually see it connect, and then when I close it, it looks like there's a little bit of a hook there. Still, I'm not sure what I think about that. The other thing I saw that I really wanted to try somebody do is I saw them take with this inner corner highlight, and this is why I have this super skinny one, take and line all the way down and in like that. For me, I like the look on other people. I can't always like the look on me. Let's see if I can get this other eye done and then I'll... See, there's the thing. My eyes are kind of watery and it like makes it spread. And I don't like that at all. Needless to say, I'm not the... I need to work on that a little. So we're still working on that. At any rate, the primer has had long enough to sit. It is feeling surprisingly dry, and kind of my lips are weird feeling. I'm not sure what I think about that. But Dose of Colors, I really love the pigmentation of Dose of Colors, but they dry my lips out and make them look so cakey and so cracky and so awful. We are going to use this beautiful color here and see if that primer doesn't help my lips. There's the color. We're going to let it dry and do my mascara. And one of the mascaras I have been loving is this Oma. This is the Drama Bomb by Oma Beauty. Beautiful bristles, and it just makes my lashes look so full and long. That's one coat right there. There's two coats. Let's do two on the other eye real quick. Getting mascara on me is inevitable. Just let it dry. Let it dry. I know you don't want to. Just let it dry. I'm telling myself that. And then you just kind of brush it off. Okay, so there is the final look. I will let you guys know how all of this wore. My first impressions though, lip oil is nice. I don't think that it is the most amazing lip oil, but it is nice. It didn't last a long time, but it did provide a little bit of hydration. The face and eyeshadow palette I think is really good for the price. I think that, and I'll put the prices down in the description box. I can't remember off the top of my head how much it was. It was not expensive, but I think definitely worth it, especially in such a compact thing. Great thing to have for traveling. The sponge, I hated. Did not like it. It did not work well. It did not lay the foundation down nicely. Not a big fan of that. The lip primer, I'm gonna have to let you guys know what I think. The Dose of Colors lipstick is pretty much dry, almost. I was a little worried that it wouldn't dry with the primer on, but it is drying. I can't say that it's filled in my lip lines because you can still see quite a few of them on there. Maybe they'll make it so that it's not so dry by the end. We'll see how these eyeshadows wore, see how the blush and the bronzer wore and all of that as we go along. The under eye concealer, I mean you can't really tell because I put so many other things under my under eye, but it looks okay. It is starting to lose coverage right there already, and I'm not sure why, because I really didn't work that much in right there in that spot. So we'll have to see how that goes. So I'll let you guys know. Okay, I'll jump back in just a minute. Bye. Okay everybody, I am back. It's been about 4 hours and unfortunately I am not feeling well at all. And I need to go take some medicine and lay down, and I wanted to jump on before I did that and kind of go over really quickly the Rude Cosmetics. So everything, even after about 5 hours, is still on. I am not the biggest fan of the bronzer, but I think it's the color more than anything. The blush is still there. You can see the highlighter is still there. The concealer, though, looks horrible. Horrible. It has worn away. It just looks, it looks really, really bad. It looks bad. So I would say no to the concealer. I would say no to the sponge. The primer, while it has protected my lips quite a bit, they are not as dry as they normally are with this lipstick on. The lipstick has dried down as well, but it actually transfers, which is not something that this lipstick typically does without the primer underneath. So I kind of am split about the primer. I do like that it has protected my lips. This is something that I hadn't been able to wear before that I really, really like because it's a nice color. I like Dose of Colors formula. My lips don't like it though, and it has allowed me to wear that. So I do think if you have a hard time wearing those drier liquid lipsticks, that might be something that would help you wear a special color or a special formula that you really want. The eye makeup is still all there. I did not use a primer, and even the metallics are still there and look nice. So I do think that that little New York palette is a really nice buy. I think that that is definitely something that works well from their line. And then again, the lip oil was nice. I can't say that it's super special, but if you're buying that palette, I would buy the lip oil as well. It is a good moisturizing lip oil. So that is kind of my overall thoughts on everything. I hope that this was helpful. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Drop me a line, let me know if you've tried Rude Cosmetics or if there is another brand that you would really like to see me try. Thank you again so much for joining me. I loved having you here with me. Please stay safe, stay happy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.